wanted to give everyone a bit of an update on what we actually bought from the show. So I'm going to flip the camera. Get yourself on the hammer. They certainly ain't shying off of them. We recently attended the All England Koi Show. See if I've got this lined up. Got the water trickling in. The water clarity in this pond is absolutely bang on. I've also designed a koi towel, a hand towel. So when you're in the garden, smell fantastic as well, by the way. It's the Medikoi probiotic, but this hobby certainly ain't cheap. So sponsoring today's video, Perfect Aquatics competitions. When we was at the show, we did actually pick up a few thank you cards as well that he makes. People probably thinking, what the hell's that for? I have laid out all the bits and pieces here to show you guys. Some leeks and broccoli. Bosh! Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. James the Koi Whisperer. Today, coming up in this video, a little bit of an update really of recently visiting a koi show. Absolutely fantastic. A hell of a time there, to be fair. I just wanted to say a massive thank you to all the guys that put the show together. I mean, the work effort, the time it takes to organise everything, all of the koi dealers that were there to make it possible for people like myself as a hobbyist to go and attend these shows. So a massive thank you for that. I wanted to give everyone a bit of an update on what we actually bought from the show. So I'm going to flip the camera around and show you what we've got. We have picked up some new bits and I wanted to share that with you. But to start with, I want to give everyone a bit of an update on the new fish that we recently put into the main pond, which come out of the grow-on pond. So I think without further ado, we'll start in this pond. All of the koi that we had to move on to make a bit of room for the new kahaku, the shuro and the other kahaku. And it's surprising, within probably a couple of weeks to be fair, that they've settled in fantastic, but the growth rate and development coming out here within such a short period of time, the size of these fish are growing fantastically. I want to give you all a bit of an update on the main pond as well. The water clarity in this pond is absolutely bang on. I don't know if I've done something different or if it's just the amount of fish in there now with the food going through, the beneficial bacteria build up in the filters is certainly holding or doing what it needs to be done. But as people can see, the chagoi, the Ginrin Deutz Arioki chagoi, is next to his big brother, the big Ginrin chag, settled in fantastic. And I think over time, those two fish are going to sort of have a bit of competition for food because they're both greedy. As the wife says, they're a bit like me. They can't stop eating. You can see the Achiba in there, settled in amazingly as well. I think this fish is going to be a stunner. I think it's going to be a massive koi as well, to be fair. I mean, it's only coming into the second year now, and it's already over 50 cm. So I do think that it's going to be a beast. And the Saroji on the kahaku that I've got in there, it is Dainichi. This one's over the 50 cm as well. I love the Azumi pattern down the top of it, but that fish is very, very nice. I really do like that fish, and I think that's going to be a banger of a koi as well. You can see next to the other kahaku that I've got in there, this one's a little bit more orange than what this one is. This one's got like that bright red colour to it. Obviously, moving any fish from any pond, I know that I've got my quarantine section over there, or the grow on, but you do never know by stressing a fish out, getting a fish out from one pond, putting it to another pond. Sometimes stuff can happen in the way of upset water quality by adding more fish to the pond. But there's a little bit of an update on the ponds, and I'll give you a little bit of an update on the indoor ponds. And I have laid out all the bits and pieces here to show you guys, but to start with, a bit of an update on this one inside. So I'm definitely going to have to do a bit of water top up over this pond and a little bit of trimming on the bush. It definitely needs a little bit of a water top up. The two little koi in this one are doing fantastic. We will actually be moving these over to that pond very shortly to make a little bit more space inside of here, because the wife wants to add a few of those tabasabas in here. We recently attended the All England Koi Show. Me and Mrs. Whisperer had a fantastic time there, and as you can see on the table, we certainly picked up a few bits. All of that being said, some of it has been given to us and some of it we did pay full price for. So to start with, I want to put you onto this lovely piece of art. absolute fantastic. We did get informed that there's actually 7 pieces in the collection, and the bloke that makes it is called Keith Siddle. I have left his link in other videos, but I'll leave his link in this one if you are interested. I'll be putting that up somewhere today. I am thinking about popping that up there. It's part of the reason why I bought it. New line of merchandise that I've got. So I've got a hand towel. The amount of times that I'm looking for a towel when I'm in the garden, when I'm handling these koi, always pinching the wife's one. There's a new line now, so if you do want to help sponsor the channel, I've got my own line of merchandise with the t-shirts and the hoodies, which I'll be trying on later in the video, and I'll let you know a bit more information. I've also got a load of the Koizumi stickers to give away. Brand new product that I'll be doing a bit of a review on. I've also got some bio-lacto bacteria, basically making up your own, so I'll be doing a bit of a review on that. People probably thinking, what the hell's that for? Well, anyone that's got a big blue, you can easily change out the carbon by using one of them. But I was a little bit shocked. This little bit of item was £14. I've also got some new food to try out, the Nutrimare. But when you go to these shows, there's loads of dealers that give away like little goodie bags. It's not much, but if you can get 10% off something, happy days. Little air freshener for the filter shed. I love going to the shows, picking up these little bits and pieces. I actually wanted to put you on to today's sponsor of the video. So yeah, let's just roll the clip for that. Bosh. So sponsoring today's video, Perfect Aquatics competitions. So after my recent trip to the All England Koi Show, Perfect Competitions was at the show. So I asked the guys if we could put together a bit of a Koi Whisperer raffle. They've come up with a fantastic idea, and I did have to twist their arm a little bit. This raffle's a little bit special. I recently went up and visited Perfect Aquatics, one of their outdoor ponds called their Yard Pond. Well, basically, if you do purchase any tickets, you're in for a chance of picking any of the fish out of that pond. Koi in that pond up to the value of £2,200, which you can win for just a 99p ticket. Not only that, there's also hundreds, and I mean hundreds of instant win prizes. £400 vouchers alongside Takazumi fish food, automatic fish feeders that you can win as soon as you buy a ticket to enter into the main draw anyway. I think it's a fantastic prize, a fantastic opportunity for you guys to get yourself hold of a fantastic koi from only 99p a ticket. The links are down in the description of the video, and if you use this little code right there, you also get 2.5% off your entire order, no matter how many tickets that you purchase. So yeah, as they say, you got to be in it to win it. And I think what a fantastic prize up for grabs for you guys. But one thing I wanted to mention real quickly, as you can see, you probably noticed in that video clip, I got the Koi Whisperer merch on. So thinking about doing a little bit of a catwalk for you. Get yourself on the hammer. So we ain't doing a catwalk, but one thing what we are doing, I just wanted to give a bit of a shout out really, because I always shout out other companies, and I thought, what about promoting myself for a change? And when I was at the show last year, we actually had a bit of a discussion and talk about sort of branding my own sort of merchandise. I was after a good quality t-shirt, good quality stitching, something that doesn't wear out and last a very long time. I wanted a t-shirt that's reliable, that can go through the washing machine and the tumble dryer and come out absolutely bang on. I've also designed a koi towel, a hand towel. So when you're in the garden having fish problems or dealing with your fish, you're always looking for a towel. And I thought, I always pinch the wife's hand towel or kitchen towel. So I thought, why don't I just brand my own towel? That being said, if you are interested in having any of my merchandise, I do make a very small commission on the merchandise that's sold. The person that I'm working with, Conquest Koi, all of the links down in the description of the video and in the comment section. If you guys are interested, get yourself on the merch. We got the hammer on the side. Really like the idea of it. And yeah, happy days. I think that's enough yibbity yabbada about me. But if you do want to get on it, very much appreciated. It shows me that you support me and the channel. So that being said, that's enough yibbity yabbada. But yeah, I do like it. And the sizes go up to 5XL. This is an XL. That's it, an extra large. And it fits fantastic. So if you are interested, look down in the comment section. It'd be very much appreciated if you did check it out. So happy days. Thank you, mother, for the rabbits. And that's what you call the absolute hammer. When we was at the show, we did actually pick up a few thank you cards as well that he makes. Just wanted to let people know that is his website. I don't get paid to promote any of this for him, but I think it's fantastic, and I did pay full price for that as well. Well, let's just give this a bash. Beautiful, Jimmy. Blow off the back. The wife will never know. And one thing's for sure, you've got to love a Makita. Send her home. One thing I didn't mention with this koi art, so these are prints, but they're limited printed, so there's only ever 850 made, signed and signatured, as they say. But on the back, you actually get clarification or certificate of knowing which piece that you've got. So we've got number 358 of 850. That being said, let's see if I've got this lined up. And I might need to drive the screw in a little bit further. Let me go down and check to make sure it's centre with everything that I want it to be. There we have it. Well happy with that. Looks proper nice. Pretty symmetrical with this pond running up through from where we've got it placed. Mrs. Whisperer will be more than happy. There was one thing that I tried to cover, but because of the height of the growth of the plants, basically we used to have this wall as a dartboard. Well, underneath these two little koi that you can see, this is where the dartboard used to be. So these little koi have got magnets on the back. Put a screw in, put a magnet on the back, blend it in a little bit, and it saves me getting the paintbrush out. And we already have one of the pieces of the artwork in here in the front room, which I love. When we was at the show the weekend, the amount of people that we saw come over to say hello, absolutely well overwhelming. But a couple of people did say to me, James, do you still have a roast dinner on a Sunday? So yeah, not only do I make good videos, but I also make a banging roast dinner. That being said, I'm a multitasker, so I need to bosh this bit of crackling in the oven, bit of spare rib of pork, get the stuffing on, get the spuds boiling. Then we got some peas and sweet corn with some leeks and broccoli. Bosh. Koi Whisperer's a man of many trades, see? Next on the job list, tidy up this little pond. You can see where the koi sort of pull in this mint that I've got. They pull it into the pond, but it just means I just need to trim back the bottom part of this, give it a bit of a water change, top it back up, and then happy days. But I do like that though, looks very nice indeed. The thing I do find with this pond, that the koi seem to smash up all of the leaves that are dripping down over. To be fair, I did do a bit of research on it just to see if the mint itself would do anything to the water, but there's nothing I could find out there. To be fair with you, I haven't seen no issue with it. But it is super surprising. I mean, I can make my own mint sauce with this, but I made a big batch the other week and we still haven't got through it all. But if you're ever cooking lamb or anything like that, certainly ideal to come out to this pond, and I just take the trimmings what I need, and then I just cut off bits as well, just to give it a bit of a tidy up now and then. But it is super surprising how quickly all of this stuff grows in such a short period of time. I don't have to trim it back, it looks quite cool hanging into the pond, but the reason why I do, because the koi certainly got a tendency to pull it into the pond, and I come out one week, they pulled on it so much during the night, it pulled the whole plant in the system itself, because these little cartridges that you put the plants in, they're just sort of like extra beneficial bacteria, like a home for it to live. I'm going to get all this done, give it a bit of a tidy up. Got the water trickling in straight from the 3-stage chlorination system that I've got out in the pond, so happy days, as they say. Pond window cleaning. So see the towels out ready. Certainly recommend you guys getting one. Will certainly help me out as well a little bit, help make future videos, tiny little bit of commission. So over the years of cleaning pond windows, I've tried and tested. See that shag trying to eat the window brush? Yeah, I've tried and tested so many different things in different ways, and there is so many different ways of doing it. I use a couple techniques, so I go in with one of these tile scraper brushes to start with. Basically just got an abrasive pad on the end of it, does what you need to do. You can put it into the pond, saves you getting wet hands. But one thing's for sure, to get the pond window crystal clear, this time of year what I use, this is also for pond windows. I picked it up at an aquarium shop actually, even though it's got a bit of rust on the end of it now. Not that it matters, you can change the blade. But all you do, basically put your hand inside of the pond and you just, any of the hard bits of algae what are really stuck on there, you just go backwards and forwards. But see how friendly this chag is. He's my favourite, I think. Just by having my hand in the water now for a minute, certainly tell how cold the water temperature's getting. I'll have a check in a minute, but I think it's roughly around 15 degrees, so I'm going to have to start slowing down the food in a minute. Yeah, any of the tough bits of algae, that tool certainly works. But like I say on my videos, if you keep it clean, it stays clean. But one thing's for sure, having the old hand towel certainly helps dry off your hands after you're finished. And one thing you can do if you do get one, you can use any towel, but this here's got the bit of the merch on it. You can clean the outside of the window at the same time. I'm going to crack on with this, and then I've got the other one to do. And I'll do the same to this pond window. So give it a bit of a clean off. I just dipped this equipment in a bucket of chloramine tea, strong dose, just to make sure there's no cross-contamination between each ponds, but it's not necessary, I suppose, if you haven't got anything going on in each pond, but I just do it just to be safe. Only takes 2 minutes just to dip it in there, leave it for half an hour, give it a bit of a stir around. Bob's your uncle, you know the rest of it. I thought I'd put this small bag of Nutrimare into the fish feeder. There is a bit of the other Dainichi food still left in there, but I thought I'd open it, give it a bit of a sample as such, because I haven't seen it myself yet. Definitely worth a little bash anyway to see what it's all about. Let me show you this on the camera a minute, because I thought it was fish food. Well, it is fish food, but it's a different type. It's pretty cool. So I should read the packs before I start displaying stuff, but I thought it was normal pellets. But as you can see, and it does say on the pack, for all year round, and it's more the sort of ham feeding size pellets, so they're sort of like a circle shape, if that makes sense. A bit like a tablet really, like a paracetamol. But we'll still give them a sample. I just won't put them into the feeder. I'll just keep them so I can chuck them out as and when. But yeah, they smell fantastic as well, by the way. The ultimate test is to see if the fish actually like them or eat them. See how they get on with them. New pellet going in. Yeah, they certainly like them anyway. Even though you can hear Stephen giving it some hammer. Let me just show you him up there again. Can you see Stephen up there? He's always keeping an eye on us. Never mind. That being said, get all them in there. Fish certainly like enjoying them anyway. Decent size for growth as well by the looks of it. They're getting a lot of extra feed with one of them pellets. But the main test is to test these bad boys out on the main pond itself. So we're not going to be shy. We're going to do quite a few, see how we get on. And one thing's for sure, they certainly ain't shying off of them. Any new pellet to a pond, sometimes they're always a little bit curious of what that may be, but these guys are certainly enjoying it. They're absolutely lapping them up, to be honest. But I'm going to use these as a little bit of a treat bag really when I do come out, just do a bit of ham feeding, because I do use my automated fish feeder which is there, so I need to top that up today as well. But yeah, that certainly didn't take them very long, did it? You can see the greedy ones down there having more than one. And one food that I do absolutely love using is the Medikoi probiotic. We've all got our favourites. And the reason why I'm adding this today, so I've recently just got myself a 10 kilo bucket. In there at the moment I've still got a little bit of the FD food left over. But because it's getting to that time of year where temperature starts to change, I just want to give them a bit of a switch of diet really. So what I'm going to be doing is filling that up this time with this, mixing up what I've got left so they get a bit of a balanced diet for a bit of a changeover. Because this food you can feed right down to 5 degrees. Not that I do myself personally, I sort of stop feeding around the 8 degree mark. But it all depends if I'm going to be running that air source heat pump this year, because last year it cost me an absolute fortune. And I didn't really, the temperatures that I kept the pond running, the fish certainly seemed happy. And it did allow me to continue to feed. But the downside was the price of the electric, and I didn't really see that much benefit when I still come out of the winter months itself and I still had a parasite problem. So the main reason why I ran that was to keep the fish's immune system up, but the temperatures that I kept it between the sort of 14-degree mark was probably the worst decision that I made, to be honest with you, because it's the temperature where the fish's immune system's not as good as what it is in the summer when the water temperature's up, but it's also a temperature where parasites, if there is any, that they thrive at that sort of temperature. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that this year or not. Last year it cost over £450 for the running cost on its own just to heat this one pond. So without any other electric running, just to run that heat pump for the 3 months was an extra £450. Some of that's my fault because I have got 2 backy showers running. I didn't cover the pond. I left it as it was, and I just said to myself, I'll fit the bill at the end of it. I'm going to bosh all of this straight into my feeder. Well, both feeders, to be fair. I do absolutely love this stuff. And to be fair, so does me fish. I mean, that's quite a decent scoop right there. That won't last 2 minutes, even though I've just fed all the fish anyway. As soon as they get on it, you can see the chag straight up. That's going to be a big fish. But sometimes when you're out here disturbing your fish, making videos, making a lot of noise, sometimes the fish do get a little bit spooked. But that being said, let's get, well, look, I just missed it. Let me get this to put in properly. And just wanted to inform everyone, I'm on the NT Labs Medicoi probiotic for the winter. And I'll also be feeding these guys on it as well. So in this pond over here, I have been using the Dainichi fish food, and it's been working fantastically. The growth rates on the development on some of the fish, which I did move over to there as well, I found brilliant. I'll probably be buying another bag when they next get some in stock, because I did get told the weekend by Charlie when I was up the show. He basically told me, he said, since I've done the video and what they've been promoting as well, they've sold completely out and they're not got their next batchment in until, I think it's January, I think he said. But yeah, it was good to catch up with Charlie and the guys at Koi Water Bar on the weekend. But just topping up the fish feeder. There is still a little bit of Dainichi left in here as well. Fantastic food. But for how much these are eating at the moment, I thought with the temperature on about to change, it's a good idea for me to, I missed half of that then. It's a good idea to sort of switch their diet over from sort of a less of a growth pellet to a bit more of an all-round pellet. And that's that all topped up. A few extra pellets for them. As they say, job's a good one. I'm going to put this guy right there. That's what you call the Koizumi. Yeah, when I was at the show the weekend, I was speaking to Finch Filtration because I'm always battling with my pH in the pond. Because I live in a soft water area, I'm constantly dosing my pond with the KH buffer from NT Labs. You can use bicarb, sodium bicarbonate, which I do use sometimes. But NT Labs kindly sent me some of this, so this is what I'm using. I'm constantly adding this to the pond, but when I was at the koi show, I spoke to Finch Filtration, and there is actually a better way of me dealing with this, or dealing with it. So basically, because I do live in a soft water area, you can get another monitor like this Blue Lab Guardian, sit it in place next to it, put it to your pond, and it's got like a dosing pump with it, which that will take the mixed up bicarb, which will be put into a bucket, and it will constantly take it to the pond in smaller amounts when the pond needs it. So if you set the dosing pump to sort of 7 and you want it at 7 at all times, like what I do, it will basically keep buffering it to 7 at all times, and it will take what the pond needs at all times as well. Because certain times of the year when more food to the pond, you notice that the KH can drop quicker than others. If you don't live in a soft water area, it doesn't matter to you, it's not needed. But if you're running like RO or super soft water that comes from your tap water supply like me, you're constantly keeping an eye. And what Finch Filtration was telling me was you want your pH stable at all times, which I understand that and I know that. But me doing what I'm doing, I try to do that. But if I go away like I did the weekend for 3 days, time I get back, I've had to put a stronger dose in now to bring that pH back up to 7. It normally takes me around 100 grams, and I do that every other day and try to keep that flat line all of the time instead of it peaking or dropping down. So it's something that I'm looking to invest in, but the whole bill is £430 to get this bit of equipment. So I might put that on my Christmas list, but I'll speak to Mrs. Whisperer first, because she certainly weren't letting me buy it the weekend. But this hobby certainly ain't cheap. I need to put this in the pond anyway. And a little bit of a sneak preview, I am actually testing a brand new monitor, but I can't talk about that yet until I get the results. But I've just had to dose this pond up with a little bit more buffer as well, and slow and steady wins the race and all that lot. So one thing's for sure, when you are at these koi shows, you do get the chance to speak to these guys. So I was currently speaking to the guys at Burton's, and they've basically come up with a design that coincides to adjust for different sort of filtration systems. So for people that's already bought a filtration system, like I have, one of these biobed media systems, well, as you can see down the side, I like tinkering around and putting like ceramic media in there. I have actually got to fit some proper hanging hook kits in there, and it's part of the reason I had a good chance and a good chat with the guys, because I want them to create a sort of bar that fits on other people's sort of filtration system. So if you've already bought one of these tanks or something that you can sort of add these bars to it to make this media hang, well, they've also designed down through this section another piece of this plastic to go there. So these drum filters, basically this is a combi drum, so you've got your drum filter that side, and in this side is where your bio lives. Well, these filters were never designed for the type of media that I've put inside of mine. They're designed for like K1 plastic media or Burton's biotube, which constantly moves around, which is fine, but I like trying and testing different things. So I've been testing this over the past year, and the results that I've found by having ceramic media into the bio unit is absolutely fantastic. But as you can see inside of here, the bars are slipping down, and these are just tension rods. So the idea behind it is brilliant, but I know myself personally, with the bar slipping down on a regular basis, I don't want it wearing onto the actual bar that rotates the drum filter. So I spoke to the guys, we've come up with an idea. I'm going to be showing you guys shortly, and it's something that you'll be able to add to your existing filter if you want to do something like what I'm doing here. Not that you have to, but it's an idea that I'm going to be showing you very shortly. So it's part of the reason why I love going to the show so much, because with the platform base that I've got, I mean, I do get a lot of people that watch my videos, but at the same time I'm a hobbyist myself, and I like learning, like trying new things and new ideas. And speaking to the guys at Burton's, I mean, you sort of get an opinion or you get an idea, and they can sort of put that idea to work for you. So stick around for future videos or content, because I am full of ideas. And speaking to the guys at Burton's, and not just Burton's, but everyone that I do speak to at the koi shows, everyone's more than super happy to help me out as well, and it's very, very much appreciated. I think I best wrap this video up, to be honest, because I don't know how much editing that I got to do. But these guys are doing fantastic, super, super happy. I wanted to give everyone a bit of an update of what's been going on. And one last thing, if you do get on the merch, the link's down in the description of the video. If you do get yourself any raffle tickets, don't forget to use the code James the Koi Whisperer. That was a lot to say in one speech. I need to go in and have coffee and, well, go and finish cooking this roast dinner. If I don't see you in a week, I'll see you for a window. And yeah, bosh, Koi Whisperer, over and out.